My first attempt at scaling a SaaS product globally felt a bit like trying to fly a plane without building the wings. We had demands from multiple countries, interest from resellers, users asking for new currencies and payment gateways, everything a founder thinks they want. And yet, our infrastructure buckled. Our support team got flooded in 3 languages and we accidentally broke GDPR in 4 countries at once. That was a fun email chain. If you are building a SaaS product that needs to serve users across continents, you are not just growing. You are rewiring the entire machine to survive in multiple ecosystems. And in this video, I will walk you through the real lessons I have learned and the ones I wish someone had handed me before we expanded to our 5th country. But before that, I would request you to please subscribe to this channel. I talk about topics like this every week: AI, SaaS, product strategy, and architecture. Now, why scaling globally isn't just adding more servers? Too many teams assume global scaling is just about infrastructure. Spin up a CDN, you strive for payment, translate a few screens, done. Except it is not. Global scaling impacts every layer: architecture, compliance, support ops, pricing strategy, even your error messages. And if you get it wrong, the cost isn't just downtime, it is broken trust in markets you may never get a second chance with. Companies like Canva, Netflix, and Shopify didn't win global audience by accident. They have designed the system for global success early, and they are iterated ruthlessly based on regional patterns. So let's break down the parts that actually matter when you are scaling across borders. First, let's talk about architecture. If your system struggles with 5x spike in one city, imagine supporting users in 5 time zones with peak loads hitting unpredictably. So you need 2 core capabilities. First, low latency delivery across regions. Use cloud providers with regional deployments, like with AWS, GCPA, or Azure, and content delivery networks like Cloudflare or Fastly. Netflix optimizes even their recommendation models per region to reduce latency and increase relevance. And second, auto-scaling and load balancing. Your architecture should adapt to users, not panic during surges. Set up smart routing and failover strategies. One of our clients in the education tech space went from 99.3% uptime to 99.98% uptime just by tuning the system per region. And please use observability tools like Datadog, New Relic, or your own Proximus stack. Because when your Japanese user starts seeing 2-second load times, you do not want to find that out from Twitter. Now, localization is one of the most underestimated levers for international SaaS growth. And I do not mean dumping your strings into Google Translate. Canva didn't just add language support, they redesigned their UX to account for RTL languages, different font rendering, and culturally relevant templates. That's why they didn't just enter markets, they became native to them. So real localization involves supporting regional currencies, date formats, and number systems. Integrating with local payment gateways like Razorpay in India, Ideal in the Netherlands, etc. Adapting onboarding flows based on cultural behavior. One founder I mentored launched in Brazil and saw 3 times sign-up rates after switching from PayPal to Boleto Bancário. Small change, massive lift. Now, if you are trying to scale in 5 countries at once, chances are you will fail in all 5. So you should take a pilot-first approach. We usually run regional tests using localized landing pages, region-specific Google ads, in-country user testing for product market fit, MVP support for teams covering the time zone and language. ChargeBee, for example, tested each region with minimal feature sets and custom pricing before rolling out full deployments. That allowed them to find out not just demand, but operational viability. You are not validating is there a market, you are validating can we sustainably serve this market. One of the fastest ways to tank your global scaling, ignore local laws. GDPR isn't just a European thing. It influences design, infrastructure, and third-party integrations. We once had to redesign a feedback module because we didn't collect opt-ins properly in France, and then rebuild the same for California CCPA. So my advice, use privacy by design frameworks from day one. Keep a legal checklist per region, like data residency, taxes, invoicing rules, and adapt your terms and privacy policy using local legal advisors. Tools like Vanta or OneTrust can help automate some of this, but never rely on automation alone. Fines aside, your credibility is on the line. Now, you cannot serve global users with a 9-to-5 support team in San Francisco. If you want to retain users across time zones, offer asynchronous support with clear SLA commitments. Hire regionally or partner with BPOs that understand cultural nuances and provide help desk content in multiple languages. Deal, for instance, grew rapidly by using a network of distributed support agents covering key regions 24/7. And do not forget post-sale success. Onboarding needs change by region. What works in the US might confuse a new user in Southeast Asia who have never used a comparable tool. Now, Netflix doesn't charge the same in India as it does in Germany, and for good reason. Pricing without local context will price you out of the market, or worse, attract the wrong segments. So you should use purchasing power parity, PPP benchmarks to adjust pricing. Integrate with Stripe or ChargeBee to enable multi-currency billing, and be clear about what features are included. Tire confusion hits harder when the price feels wrong. We saw a 22% increase in conversion in one client's LATAM launch just by switching to local currency billing and offering a smaller starter plan. When you are growing globally, looking at aggregate metrics is a trap. They hide where you are actually bleeding. Say your overall churn is steady, but in Southeast Asia, 40% of users drop off in week 1. You will not catch that unless you segment your data. So at minimum, you should track first conversion and retention by region. What works in Germany might fail in Mexico, not because of the product's bad, but because the onboarding or payment method doesn't fit. And then you should support load by geography. If one country keeps logging complaints, that's a product signal, not a support one. We have seen teams fix regional churn just by localizing help docs and tweaking feature visibility. So instead of asking, how are we doing globally, ask, where are we winning and where are you misunderstood? That shift alone changes how you scale. So scaling globally is one of the most exciting and complex journeys in SaaS. But it is not just about bigger infrastructure or translated buttons. It's about building systems that perform predictably across geographies, products that feel local, teams that think globally, and processes that scale with trust. The companies that win globally do not just add features, they orchestrate experiences for every new market. If you're serious about scaling your SaaS products worldwide and want strategies that actually hold up under pressure, I share deep dives like this every week. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.